Am I the a-hole for wanting to break up with my girlfriend after finding out the truth? My girlfriend and I have been dating for 2 years now. I recently took my girlfriend on a getaway weekend, nothing fancy, just a 4-day weekend to the Hilton Hotel, participating in activities she had mentioned wanting to do such as ice skating, dancing, and painting. Before we started dating we worked at the same place together and had been friends for a long time. I soon grew a crush on her. I was also friends with her ex-boyfriend but they had been broken up for a year or two before I started liking her. I wanted to ask her ex if it would be alright if I asked her out on a date, out of respect for our friendship, and he told me he had no problems with it. A day later I asked her to a drive-in theater movie and she said yes. After that first movie date we made it a weekend thing between the two of us. One day I decided I wanted to make it official, so I asked if she would like to be my girlfriend, but she told me she wanted to remain just friends. Although it hurt a little, I was absolutely fine with her decision and we were still able to continue our weekend movie nights and outings, but every once in a while she would show signs that she liked me. She wouldn't let any other girls talk to me, and if I mentioned a girl I found cute she would make a comment under her breath about how these girls needed to stay away because I was hers. After catching these hints I stopped talking to other girls and didn't bother to ask any girl out, thinking she wanted to go out with me. When I asked her to be my girlfriend for the second time she said she only wanted to be friends, rejecting me yet again. A few weeks later she ended up quitting the job we worked at together and found a new one, as we would still hang out on the weekends. Once when I was out running errands though, I saw her on a date with someone but I didn't approach them. I have a rule about not going out with girls that have boyfriends or were in the midst of dating a guy, so I stopped inviting her on our weekend hangouts without telling her why. She didn't mind and her attention seemed to be more focused on the other guy. I wanted to give her and the guy I thought she was dating their space, and that's how 3 months passed by of us not texting or hanging out. We had gone no contact until she texted me out of the blue asking if we could hang out to catch up and chat. I agreed, and after that we started hanging out again, going to the movies together like we used to, and she would come over to my place almost every day. Once again she would drop hints that she liked me, but I wasn't going to ask her out for a third time after she'd already rejected my advances twice. If she wanted to date me she would have to ask me herself. 4 months passed and she finally asked me to be her boyfriend and I said yes almost immediately. Which brings us to now, as she recently told me after our weekend getaway that the entire time we were hanging out before we got together she was dating and sleeping around with other guys, including her ex-boyfriend. When I had asked her ex if I could date her they were still sleeping together. Even during the months of her coming over to my place and hanging out until midnight after the 3-month gap of us not talking she was still sleeping with other guys. She told me she didn't want any other girls talking to me because she liked me the entire time we were hanging out. She just wasn't ready for a relationship. Even the night before she asked me to be her boyfriend she went on a date and slept with a guy, hoping for a second date with him, but he ghosted her. She told me she liked that I was nice to her but wanted to be intimate with other guys without any forms of attachment. She also confessed that in the beginning of our relationship she had danced with other dudes at the club while out with friends, kissed a guy, and would get in random dudes' cars whenever she needed a ride. So am I the a-hole for wanting to break up with her after finding out she used me for months and kept me on the back burner as a last resort?